So this searching is very powerful. Let him search you. Let him search you. Let him know you. This is how the psalmist begins. Thou knowest my downsitting and my uprising, and you understand my thought afar off. Now, don't get your ruler out and say, I wonder how long that is. I guess that's, across time zones. Or I could even say it this way. He even knows the thoughts that are far from his thinking. Okay, it isn't just a distance gap. It's not even just a dimension that God is in the third and we're in the first, and he knows how to penetrate. That's just logistical stuff. So don't go total logistic on this. God knows, as it says here, you know my downsitting and my uprising. You know when I am on my way down in my thinking. And you know when I'm starting to recover myself. And you understand my thought afar off. You understand even those really distant thoughts that you've never had, God, on your own. You know the ones that maybe I shouldn't be having. And he's okay with that. So not that he's condoning them, but that's what I mean. But he's trying to plow through all the sin and iniquity. He's trying to get through, and it's almost like a satellite having to re-enter the atmosphere, and it's having to burn up. He's trying to get through all that stuff to find out who did he really make on the inside in this amazing compilation of stuff that shouldn't be there versus the stuff that he made as his image and his likeness. Only he can sort that out. Aren't you glad that he's the author and finisher of faith, of what the journey should look like? He knows these distant things that need to go away. So verse 3, you compass my path and my lying down and are acquainted with all my ways. I want him to only know my good ways. I don't want him to, you know what? I got to change there. I have got to use this scripture as the foundation to let him have permission for not just 20% of my ways or all the good ones that look good. If he says he knows all of them, then you folks have to give him all of your ways. How much is all? All of them. 100% of your ways. For there is not a word in my tongue, but lo, O Lord, you know it altogether. You have beset me behind and before, and you laid your hand upon me. Now, this is where it gets really personal. Laying his hand upon you. This is the God wanting to generate. I know physical touch is needed for really every walk of life. There's, this is what we're missing in social distancing, blah, 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 that we cannot let just the human interaction, the very clean connection with other people, the shaking of a hand. I'm telling you, I miss a good old handshake, an embrace. But folks, you have the word. In anyone that is missing out on any kind of connection and touch, listen, he comforts you with his word, and his word has got to be more reality than your physical, even the parts of your physical body. Make this rhema to your heart, that he wants this to be your mind as well, that he lays his hand upon you. Now, I had to think about this scripture for a bit when I was going over it. And I thought, okay, when we talk about the laying on of hands, I needed to be careful in my association with this word, that I didn't think it was just a one-time or just like, boop, one and done, or just like every now and then. I didn't see with this description that when God said he lays his hand upon us, I don't see where he removes it. That's pretty personal. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. David's not saying this because he has self-hatred. It's too high. I cannot attain unto it. He's responding to how impressed he is. And it's taking him back to Genesis 1:26 in knowing that 27:28 that God has deposited so much of himself. Is there any end to God? What is the depths of his love? What's the width of his love? What's the height of his love? Is there any? There is none. And yet he deposited that for us to discover in relationship with him. I can see why he said, it is high, I cannot attain. And that word attain is italicized. It was inserted by the translators. So when you look at the word, it is high, it is exalted. It is so lofty. It is to be too strong. So they picked a word not attainable that kind of makes it feels like there's a brass ceiling if you just read it straight through the English, but in the Hebrew, this is it's overwhelming. It's very deep, and it's trying to express that you are to attain unto, you are to explore how deep and come to your own revelation personally. That wonderment that God has done great things in your life. Not someone else, not just mankind in general, your